There is no doubt that we have pushed these 351 Windsor roller blocks to the limit. It's been about 10 years since we built a stock bottom end 351 Windsor. And last one we built, and we made 720 wheel, 900 torque. It was definitely one of the best stock block builds that we built. With that old build that we had, we still got some spare parts that are probably usable again. Gonna be a budget 351 build. So I'm gonna go through some of the parts that we talked about in the last video. We're gonna give you guys an idea of what it costs to build a stock block, stock bottom end 302 or 351, whichever one you're building, and some of the parts you need to be looking for. And then we're gonna get over to the machine shop and get started.
Listen up, just a good old boy. Never meaning no harm. Beats all you ever saw. Been in trouble with the law since the day they was born.
We made about 1,000 crank power on the one that we built last. That was a 408 stroker that now is currently owned by one of our members here on the channel. I don't want to take anything away from the old 302 builds that we've done, flip pistons with Dad's car, with the black car, with Project Hot Wheels, which a lot of the folks here on the channel remember that build, some of their favorites still. With a catastrophic failure that we had on the 387 stroker about a year ago, we had to make some decisions, so we decided to go ahead and build another 351 Windsor. We do have some forged Wiseco pistons. We're gonna take these over to the machine shop and get them dismounted from these rods because half of them are bent. I guess that's what happens when you put 18 pounds of boost to them. But these rods worked out really well for us for the most part. You know, 978, I think at 147 in a 3,500 pound Fox body with that build. And we're gonna put a turbo kit on it, which we have a whole mock fit turbo kit here. These are the Trick Flow 170 ported heads. They actually flow about 300. And I say budget because there were 700 bucks on Facebook. Clean them up a little bit, put some new springs on them that we had that were already used, but in still good condition. And that's just where we're at. We gotta take them apart and clean them and get them set up ready for the short block. But the main goal right now is to get the block loaded, head over, meet up with Dalk Performance Racing Engines, and who also built the 408. Used to be the old 408 that used to be in the white car. So this is like the next iteration instead of building the 387, which I want to do different content on mid-year. But we haven't given up on the 387, like I had mentioned. We do have a whole nother set of pistons that we're gonna donor to a new 387 build, and we're gonna put a bigger cam in it. We're gonna put bigger Trick Flow heads on it, and it's gonna be a badass build that we're gonna have in the middle of 2025. Let me get this stuff loaded up here. I gotta take a couple other parts to finish the other 408 at the shop, and I'll see you over at the machine shop. Where are you headed to? Woo. We're here at Dave Dalk Performance Racing Engines. Dalk Performance Racing Engines. Yeah. These are the old pistons that we did. I wanted you to look at real quick, maybe look at one or two of them to see if they're gonna be somewhat good. I know you really can't do anything without really getting them in there and looking at them. But well, that's a bent one there. When we built this, it was about 7 years ago. It's been a while. Those were Wiseco forged.
How do you know it's bent?
Look at it.
Just by looking at it? I can't see it.
That is bent. Look.
Oh, this way?
Yeah. We can put a little beating on them, brother. This one. But that's what those are for over here. Yeah. No, there's like 3. But here's the timing chain for Dave Willis's motor. These are the factory pistons and rods that came out of this motor, and the crank is in it, and it's in good shape. It just has some freeze plug issues. We built a stock bottom end 351 Windsor before we built the 408.
Right.
These are all extra parts.
Okay.
So that's what we're gonna build.
So I gotta press off some of these.
Yeah. I have other crankshafts too if we need to make it work. Something like this, let me ask you a question. Something like this, if somebody was to come to the to the shop, outside of the pistons are like 500 bucks. What's something like this, you know, what's the work that needs involved to make this stuff work? Stock bottom end build.
Well, you got a deck bore and hone.
Deck bore and hone. Something like that cost, roughly.
You gotta clean that mess. He just brought it up and just wanted to have that done about $750. Deck bore and hone, and fit bearings, then assemble a short block. File fit the rings, press the rods and pistons. Well, I mean, that's what you do. It's about 800 bucks.
800 bucks?
Yeah.
That's not terrible. So if you're in the market to get a stock bottom end built, every machine shop's going to be a little bit different. You know, some will be more, some will be less. But we're talking about your base 351 Windsor 30 over stock bottom end build that will handle.
That's a short block.
Yeah,
no
just a short.
No cam. Or
no
timing
cam and timing. Yeah. I guess we just set them right there, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, mains look pretty good. Rods look pretty good.
Not terrible.
No.
Needs polish.
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty typical for the mileage, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, we got a lot going on over here. This is kind of a nice addition. You guys put this up. Got a couple sets of heads ready to be picked up tomorrow. Got the Sonic tank on. This is the old 408 block that we had in the white car that we made like 1,000 crank to. The old stripper glitter motor that Dave thought was funny.
I don't think it's funny. I think it's cool as shit.
It was AMC color, bro.
I think you missed an opportunity by painting it black.
We got to finish it up a little bit. Got a couple more parts that we got to get over here to the shop. And it should be another pretty nasty little 408 stroker. Oh, this is that 427 you were building on when you were fixing the 363. He probably got 15 grand in that motor, don't he? A lot. That's what you built here. Oh, I forgot we got our little dart block here. This is our cleaver engine, dude. So our stock bottom end 351 build, what kind of time frame do you think we're looking at?
With what's already on the schedule right now, we're looking at spring.
So
Hopefully.
another month or so, 2 months?
A couple months at least.
Okay.
Heads are going on that thing.
The trick flows, you're gonna go through them real quick. Same ones we had in the 387. I'm wanting to do that 387 again anyway, so we're gonna start doing film on that towards the middle of the year.
What are you gonna put on the 387 then?
Trick flow 205s. I think that's a good head for that. Okay. Like the 11 Rs, the 19 or the 205s or whatever. I think that'd be all right. Whether you're building a 302 or a 351, the parts are the same style parts that you're going to kind of look for. They're different engines, so they have different sizes. The labor to do something like that, we put it here in the video, is roughly $750, $800. And again, every machine shop is different. Every shop's going to charge a little bit differently. So that's just a rough guesstimate. But other things you're going to be looking for when you're building a stock block bottom end, you're going to gasket sets, cam bearings, they're going to need this. A good harmonic balancer and its bolts. This is very key for keeping the motor together. Harmonics will kill motors. Timing chain set, hardware, oil pump. I don't care if it's naturally aspirated or boosted, get you one of these oil pump drive shafts. Rod bearings, main bearings, gaskets, more gaskets, lots involved, but I just went over most of it. You're talking about labor, machine work, bearings, gaskets. Seems like a lot, but it's really not that much. All in all, pistons, 500 bucks. Labor and machine work, 800 bucks. All these bearings and gaskets and harmonic balancer stuff, probably another 200 or 300, 400 bucks. You'll have a really nice short block, whether it's 302 or 351, and something that you can put a little bit of power to and enjoy driving on the street. Keep an eye out as the next few months, Cousin Paul and I are going to be doing this stock block, stock bottom end 302 build, back to the basics. He's got a GT40 set up in Cousin Paul and Sandy's car, Grabber Blue car here on the channel, and we're gonna rebuild a flip piston, and we're gonna do the same engine that we did in Dad's car and the one that was in Project Hot Wheels. He's got 4-bar P-heads, and we're talking about putting like a B cam in it, or possibly a trick flow cam. Of course, we got the Junkyard GT40 intake upper lower. On top of the 351 stock box, stock bottom end build that we're building, that will also be an engine building kind of similar with it. And it's going to be some content that I'm going to do with Cousin Paul, so it's going to get done kind of at the same time. So if you guys enjoyed the content, consider subscribing if you haven't already. Check out that join button, become a member of the channel. We got some merch at neomustangs.com, some Fox Body shirts, some Stick Shift Life. We also have unbranded Stick Shift transmission shirts, which are really cool. Outside of that, I just appreciate you watching. We'll see you soon in the next video.